So in today's Murli, Baba's versions are that of the power of purity. The greatness of the power of purity. Baba says in Bhakti Marg also, when sannyasis remained a pure life, they also had this greatness of purity. That they did not have to go out into the society to ask for food or ask for alms. But because of the greatness of the power of purity, people used to go to the jungles and used to take food for them, offer them food or whatever they were in need of. But they did not have the greatness of the power of purity of the Supreme. It was only their own power that they had. Whereas Baba's children have the greatness of the power of purity of themselves and the greatness of the power of purity of the Supreme. So we have double power. And when we have double power, Baba says we are able to see the wonders. And the wonders are that we are able to change this whole world from Tamo Pradhan into Sato Pradhan. Not only that, each and every thought you create is fulfilled, is accomplished. That is the greatness of the power of purity that you have. Second thing Baba is mentioning about Shrimat and Brahma's Mat. Baba said Shrimat is most important. But together with that, at this time, in Sangam Yuga, Brahma's directions are also equally important. So we should not disobey Brahma's Shrimat, Brahma's directions. Therefore, it is remembered in the path of bhakti, when somebody is not able to improve in his life, by giving them directions again and again, then it is said, even Brahma comes down and gives him the direction, he is not going to improve in his life. So Baba says Brahma's directions are also equally important as Shiv Baba's Shrimat. We should not ignore Brahma's directions also. So much respect Baba is giving to Brahma's directions also. But there are certain children who do not understand the value of Brahma Baba's directions, and so sometimes they disobey Brahma Baba's directions. So Baba says, you have to have the importance of both the directions and follow both the directions in your practical life. Then we are safe from whatever storms of Maya comes. Whatever storms of Maya come, you'll be able to either pass them easily or you will remain unaffected. Baba Shrimat becomes the shield to protect us from all sorts of storms. But the moment we, due to carelessness or laziness, we are not able to follow Baba Shrimat as it is, then what happens? Then we come under the storms of Maya, and that is where it is difficult for us to protect ourselves also, save ourselves also. And that is when Maya would just take us, catch hold of us and take us back in the world. So Baba says, and another thing that Baba mentioned in today's Murli is that why are Brahmins the highest? Brahmins are shown as the choti. Huh? Yeah. Brahmins are shown as the knot. So why are Brahmins highest than the deities also? It is because at this time we follow both the directions of Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba, and we inculcate the power of purity, our own inculcation, and on the basis of Baba's power of purity, which we receive. So Baba says, you are higher than the deities also. So Baba says, even Brahma Baba is higher than Krishna. Because he is following the directions of Shiv Baba accurately. He is the only child. And we are, Brahma Baba is the only child of Shiv Baba.
We are grandchildren.
We are grandchildren. We are grandchildren of Baba. So the only child is also higher than Krishna. So we shall see the essence of today's Murli. Essence, sweet children, you have to follow Bap Dada's directions. Bap Dada's both directions of Shrimat and become soul conscious. While seeing the image of Brahma, remember the Father without the image. While seeing the image of Brahma Baba, still remember the Father who is without the image. The question from today's Murli, due to which greatness are you children remembered as lucky stars? Due to which greatness are you children remembered as lucky stars? Answer, due to the greatness of your purity. You become pure in this final birth and do the service of making Bharat pure. This is why you lucky stars are even more elevated than the deities. This birth of yours is as valuable as a diamond. This birth of yours is as valuable as diamond. You are very elevated servers. At this time, the soul in the Brahma form, is even higher when in the Sri Krishna form. Brahma Baba is higher than Sri Krishna also, because he belongs to the Father at this time. Although the soul is one, Brahma Baba, Shri Krishna, the soul is one, but the form is higher when he is in the Brahma form. Because he belongs to the Father at this time, Sri Krishna experiences his reward. The song that was played, you are the portrait of tomorrow. Tum ho, kal ki tasveer ho. There is a song, kal ki tum tasveer ho. Om Shanti. The Father speaks to the children. The Father is incorporeal and the children are also incorporeal. However, through the corporeal costumes you have taken. This is the part that we are playing through this physical body, physical costume. The Father says to the children who play their parts in this way, now become soul conscious. Have the faith that you are souls. Don't say, I, a soul, am a supreme soul? No. We are souls, not supreme souls. It was by saying this that you push the father into the cycle of 84 births. When people started saying, I, the soul, am supreme soul, Atma so Paramatma, they push the supreme soul in the cycle of 84 births. You consider yourself to be the father and you put him in the cycle of 84 births. By saying this, you went into the extreme depths of hell. By saying this only, we went into the extreme depths of hell. But nobody realizes in the world. They continuously tell themselves, Atma so Paramatma. We souls are supreme souls. That is why Baba says that they are in the extreme depths of hell, because that is what Hiranyakashipu was saying. I am God. To Prahlad, remember me. So when any guru or any person says, I am the supreme soul, I the soul am supreme soul, means he is like Hiranyakashipu. And if people are worshipping him, it is just out of fear. It is just out of fear that they may not curse him. So that is why they did not receive any rewards and they are going into the extreme depths of hell. So Baba says, the boat has begun to sink. You are now receiving Shrimat. You children know that two types of instructions are remembered. Shrimat and Brahma's Mat, Brahma's directions. One is Shrimat. The Shrimat is God's. That is, it is the instructions of the unlimited Father. They have put Sri Krishna's name. In Srimad Bhagwad Gita also, they have put Sri Krishna's name. That is wrong. Sri Krishna cannot be called the Father. There are three fathers. One is the highest on high, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the Father of souls. The second one is Prajapita Brahma. He cannot be called the Supreme Soul. He cannot be called the Supreme Soul. He is the Father of the people, Father of humanity. This one's name is also glorified. The Father of humanity is also glorified. See, Krishna cannot be called Prajapita. The third is the physical Father. The unlimited Father says, so these are the three fathers, but the unlimited Father says, children, may you be soul conscious. Very lovingly, Baba says, may you be soul conscious. You are now receiving the directions of Srimat. The instructions of both continue at the same time. In the Murli, both the instructions are giving. Both fathers are giving the instructions. But Baba says, always consider it as Shiv Baba's directions. You feel that Shiv Baba is speaking these elevated versions to you. Instead of saying Trimurti Shiva, they have mistakenly said Trimurti Brahma. Shiv Baba is gone. Trimurti Brahma. However, there is no meaning in that. Brahma cannot be the Trimurti. So there is no meaning in that. By them saying Trimurti Brahma, the instructions of Brahma are remembered. When they say Trimurti Brahma, the instructions of Brahma Baba is also remembered and given importance. They have removed Shiv Baba. They say that Brahma came down from the subtle regions and gave directions. You have now understood this. Prajapita Brahma is called Vyakt, gross Brahma. In this physical world, Brahma Baba is in the gross form, in the Vyakta form. At present, you are Vyakta Brahmins. A very deep aspect Baba is trying to make us understand here. At present, you are Vyakta Brahmins, and you will then become Avyakta. You will also become Avyakta and perfect Brahmins. You Brahmins will become residents of the subtle regions. The subtle region. The perfect Brahma and perfect Saraswati both reside there in the subtle region. It is said that when Brahma Baba made efforts, initially was not able to understand, because when the trance messengers used to come down and they used to tell Brahma Baba, we saw Brahma Baba just as you. They used to tell Brahma Baba, there was a similar person there, and in whom Shiv Baba entered and gave us this message. So Brahma Baba was also not clear about the subtle regions part. And he wanted to ask somebody, who is that then? Who is very identical to myself. But the glow on that Brahma was so much because it was the perfect form. So there was one sister who was very young, about 8-9 years old. You know, you might be knowing Kailash Dedi of Gandhinagar. Huh? Have you seen her? Huh? So, when she was very young and very innocent, and she was innocent because when she was born, her father showed the Janam Kundli to one of the astrologers. So that astrologer said that because out 30 years after, there was a girl that was born in the family, all boys, no girls. So when the father showed that Janam Kundli to the astrologer, seeing her Janam Kundli, said, she's going to be a sannyasi. She won't get married. So the father was upset. After 30 years, 3 generations, we have got a girl child in the house, and if that is also going to be a sannyasi, so the father used a yukti. If I educate her, she'll be able to remember, to understand the scriptures or read the scriptures. I won't educate her. I won't send her to the school. So he didn't send her to the school. You can just lead your life, play, and have fun. That's all.
Get married.
So, yeah, definitely. Then whatever the father will say. So she won't understand scriptures. She won't read scriptures. She won't become sannyasi.
Just like Buddha.
Ah. So, what happened? Drama and Baba is so yukti yukt. The father came into Gyan. And with the father, because she's not going to school, so with the father, she used to go everywhere. She also started coming to the center. And then she liked the sister's life. She liked doing seva. So one day she told the father, when she was 12 years old, she told the father, I want to stay at the center. And the sisters are going to Madhuban. I want to go to. Then the father's mind clicked. The astrologer said she's going to be a sannyasi. So then he stopped going to the center. The father stopped going to the center. But now the child said, no, I'll go. What am I going to do at home? I have nothing to do. I'm going to do seva there. So she started going very secretly. When the father was here and there, she used to go to the center. And she used to come back. But when the sisters were going to Madhuban, they asked her, do you want to come to Madhuban? So she came home and told the father, I want to go to Madhuban. Now the father had so much attachment to the child. After 30 years, a girl child came to their house. So he couldn't refuse and said, okay, I give you the permission, but don't stay there, you come back. So she said, yes, I'll come back. No problem. And she took leave and went to Madhuban with the sisters. Now during that time, those years, the age was not fixed for getting dedicated also. So she went there. Now she doesn't know how to read and write. She doesn't know how to see the watch. So seeing the innocence that she had, Brahma Baba thought she's the right person, I can ask her. So Baba put his hand here on her head and said, child, go to the subtle region. Go to the subtle region. Gave powerful drishti and she went into the subtle region. Initially, Baba used to send some worthy souls in that way. So she went into the trance and then she saw Brahma Baba there, which was glowing with light. So when she came back, she told Baba, Baba, up there is also a Brahma Baba. But he is so beautiful, beautiful than you are. So Baba said, this is what I wanted to know. So Didi was sitting there. She said, don't say that to Baba. You can't say such things to Baba. So Baba said, no, let her speak. I want to know who is that, who's very identical to me. So then Baba told that child, you go and ask him, who are you? Go and ask him. So she again went and she asked him, who are you? Was very identical to the Brahma Baba who's down there. So then the secret is opened that I am his perfect form. I am his perfect form. And that form would get merged into me, that form, which is the effort-making form. As he will go on making efforts, he will merge in me and he will become perfect. So I am his form, but his perfect form. So when she came back and told Brahma Baba, Baba, that is your perfect form. And he has said, this effort-making form, as he will go on making efforts, he will get merged in that perfect form. So that is when Brahma Baba was also clear about the secret of the perfect Brahma. And then Baba started making efforts. Very intense efforts Baba made. And then after 6 months, because from there he sent the child. She said, I don't want to go back home. I want to go on seva. So you can send me wherever you want. And she wrote a letter to the father, but through somebody, please write and give this message to my father. I'm not coming home and I'm going on seva. So the father knew that was destined for her. And the destiny has taken her away. So he didn't say anything because he had understood knowledge, what knowledge was. So then she went for seva. After 6 months, Baba again called her and said, child, now go up and see how much difference there is between that perfect form and my form. So she went again and said, Baba, there is still some difference. There is still some difference. Baba again started making intense efforts, getting up at 2:30, making intense efforts, and after another 3 months, he called her again and said, go again and see how much difference there is. And she came back and said, Baba, there is no difference. Baba sent her away. But when she went away, one day at Amrit Vela, when she was sitting in Baba's remembrance, she was pulled by that Avyakta Brahma, that Sampurna Brahma. And she got the feeling that now Baba is merging in him. So she didn't say anything. She just told the sister, I want to go to Madhuban. I want to go to Madhuban. So they brought her to Madhuban. She immediately went to Baba. And she was about to say, Baba, this is what I felt. You're merging. So Baba stopped her. Don't tell this to anyone. Don't speak about this to anyone. Baba himself knew that he has attained perfection. But Baba told her, you shouldn't say a word to anyone. I know you know everything. But don't speak until I'm gone. And she's obeyed Baba's directions, didn't say to anyone, but she was like feeling uneasy. How can Baba go away? How can Baba go away? How can Baba go? She was the only person who knew beforehand that Baba is leaving us. And that was when this secret opened, that each one of us has our perfect form in the subtle regions. And this effort-making form has to get merged in that. And this secret was opened by Gulzar Dadi. That each and every Brahmin, the gross form is here who is making effort, but each and every Brahmin also has the perfect avyakta form in subtle regions. And this form has to get merged into that. But because we are not realizing it, we are not making such intense efforts. Because when Gulzar Dadi once, she went to Baba and for some message. After coming back, then afterwards we went to Dadi and we were all sitting with Dadi. So Baba showed her the whole Brahmins, all the Brahmins who had come for the bhatti, and Baba gave a message to them. So I happened to ask Dadi, Dadi, do you see us in this form? So was I sitting there? So Dadi said, no, I do not understand. It was this gathering, definitely. But because everybody's perfect form is there, when Baba shows the perfect form. He does not show this form. Whenever Baba shows her the gathering, it is the gathering of the perfect form of each and every Brahmins. So the features are so glowing and so shining, and that form is so divine that Dadi said it is difficult to recognize. Some are recognized, like Prakash Mani Dadi, Janki Dadi, they are recognized easily. But it is very difficult to recognize each and every one because their features are so divine, you don't know who is who, you know. So that is when we realize each and every Brahmin has a complete, perfect form in the subtle regions. And that is why Baba says that in Sangam Yuga, only this subtle regions is created. And this form has to merge in that form. And those who are not able to merge in that form, that perfect form, they will have to go through the tribunal and experience the punishment and then merge into that form. And then they go from there to Paramdham. Then the soul goes to the Paramdham. But it has to merge. And if not merged now, then through punishment, through Dharamraj. They'll have to go to, through the punishment, tribunal will be sitting there and they will then get merged. So it is up to us whether we want to get merged. The 8 gems, the 8 Gadi souls, that is 16 souls, they will get easily merged.
So that is why Baba says that the Paramdham gate is not open.
It's not open, yes. So without getting merged, you cannot go to Paramdham.
But it's going to come in naturally because
either we have to experience punishment here through this physical body, which is easy. But if we are not fully reached that stage of perfection here, then we have to go through the punishment of Dharamraj, which is more severe because there the soul is experiencing with the subtle body.
The status will also be reduced when they come down.
Yes. Yes. Easy.
In other words, punishment is really our own wrong action.
Our own wrong action. Our own wrong action. No. There is not someone who is going to give orders, okay, put him in the, but in the scriptures they have written that you have to go, you will be thrown into the boiling oil and you have to go through that is just a fear. But the feeling will be such. The feeling will be such as if we are like going through a lot of pain and agony, and the heat will be such. So the feeling will be such. They have written that feeling in a physical way that you will go through, you will be put in the boiling oil. No, the agony will be such.
So it's
Yeah.
in other words, it's our own tape is rewinding.
Yeah.
So if you want to see good, do good.
Yeah, do good to everyone. Yeah.
punishment will come here is a timing, right? The time is more factor.
Huh.
So can we say that are suffering? They are sort of going
Yes, they are settling their accounts. They are settling their accounts. Yes.
So instead of how should we react when we see
Baba, that's why says that whenever you have to go through karma bhog, that is the settlement of through our karma, then settle it with happiness. The more our internal stage is undisturbed, stable, happy, you settle fast. But if we are settling with negative thoughts, oh, why should this come to me? Why all this pain? Why all these things have to come? Means we are not settling with happiness. So it is not settling easily, but that pain increases. The pain increases and it takes a longer time. So if we want to settle it fast, it's happiness. Without any negative thoughts, without any waste thoughts.
Because the negative thoughts is adding.
Adding more onto it.
That's why it is taking longer time.
Yeah. So settle with happiness, great happiness.
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy, yes. Hmm?
So if it is somebody else's, like, we have a lot of people saying, those people are suffering, or 10,000 people are suffering. So we tell them also to be happy.
We have to, but in a very nice way. We can't tell them, okay, you are going through more wrongdoings, and so it is good that you are settling. No, because it is going to hurt them, definitely, isn't it? So Baba says, you give them good wishes. Whenever we do meditation for such occasions, when there is people who are going through, like during Corona time also, when we gave good wishes, vibrations, did meditation, the good wishes make them feel happy, make them feel as if, okay, the vibrations that help them not generate waste thoughts, not generate negative thoughts about themselves, lessens the fear, and they are able to take it easy.
Mansa service will help.
Huh?
Mansa service will help.
Mansa Seva, that is what Mansa Seva is.
And have merciful feelings.
Yeah, definitely. Merciful feelings, those positive vibes help them to tolerate. It increases their tolerance power. It increases their capacity to overcome. So that is why Baba says we have to give them good wishes, good vibrations. Huh? Yeah. So Baba says, at present, are Vyakt Brahmins, and you will then become Avyakt and perfect Brahmins. You Brahmins will reside in the subtle region. The perfect Brahma and perfect Saraswati both reside there in the subtle region. Vishnu is a dual form, 2 arms of Lakshmi and 2 of Narayan. These instructions are very well known. God speaks, it is Shiva who gives Brahma instructions. This one is named Brahma. Brahma exists here in the impure world. This one cannot be called the highest, isn't it? The 2 forms of Vishnu, Lakshmi and Narayan, are then in heaven. It is said, Dev Dev Mahadev. So Shankar is Mahadev. You children understand that Shiva is the highest on high Father, and that he creates the creation of the subtle region. The main thing is to follow Srimad. The main thing, follow Srimad. Brahma too became well known by following Srimad. Only the one Brahma is a specially beloved child. Shibava is one and Brahma is also one. Prajapita Brahma is said. Prajapita Vishnu or Prajapita Shankar is not said. You are now sitting in front of Prajapita Brahma. The father says, while living at home with your families, have the faith that you are souls. Constantly make effort to remember me alone. Then it is a matter of renunciation. It is said, knowledge, devotion, disinterest, Gyan, Bhakti, Vairagya. You have renunciation through disinterest. Sannyasis first make you have disinterest by saying happiness is like the droppings of a crow. This is why they leave their households. It is said that Bharat was heaven in golden age. Those who reside in hell say that they were residents of heaven. It is in the intellects of you that there were only deities in heaven. In ancient Bharat, they had everything: purity, peace, prosperity. Human beings who are residents of hell sing the praise of the Father who established heaven. You are the ocean of happiness, the ocean of peace. You receive the inheritance of liberation in life from that Father in a second. Baba repeatedly asks you, with whom are you moving along? With whom are you moving along? Only from Shiv Baba will you receive your inheritance. You should only keep Shiv Baba in your intellects. You will receive a lot of happiness in heaven through that. You say that you are moving along with Shiv Baba. A new person would say that Shiv Baba is incorporeal and that this one is Brahma. And so how can you be moving along with Shiv Baba? He is without an image. You children know that you are sitting personally in front of Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba doesn't have a subtle or a physical form. That incorporeal one only comes in this one's body and tells you that this one doesn't know his own births. You now know that you have truly completed your 84 births. 84 births are remembered. Lakshmi and Narayana are in golden age, and so they definitely go round the cycle of 84 births. Those of other religions come here later. They don't take as many births. At first, souls are Sato Pradhan, and later they become Tamo Pradhan. So this is God's Shrimat. He also gives instructions to Brahma. However, because he is the specially beloved child, he imbibes it very well and explains to you. Sometimes he too comes and explains. Brahma Baba also comes and explains. He says, children, may you be soul conscious. Both Shiv Baba and Brahma say, may you be soul conscious. You are now sitting personally in front of them in a practical way. He is the one without an image, and you are those with an image. You tell everyone, oh brother, oh soul, remember the Father. He speaks to souls. Caution one another and make progress. The Father says through the body of Brahma, by remembering me, your Father, you will receive the inheritance of heaven. You mustn't be influenced by those evil spirits. The foremost vice is the impure arrogance. Let go of the body consciousness. Become soul conscious. Since you are brothers, there definitely has to be a father. Brahma is the father of you brothers and sisters. The father of the brothers is the incorporeal one. This one is corporeal. We are all originally incorporeal, and we then come here to play our parts. There are the versions of Shri Shri God Shiva. These are the versions of God Shri Shri Shiva. See, Krishna's soul was in the golden age. He has come to belong to the Father in this 84th birth. Therefore, the soul as Brahma is better than as Sri Krishna, because he is serving at this time. The soul in Sri Krishna will simply reap the reward. Is not doing any service. Therefore, who is the more elevated of the two? The one who does the service or the reward? It is the one who does the service. Is it Sri Krishna who takes the first birth of the 84 births, or is it Brahma of this time? In fact, this birth is considered to be as valuable as a diamond, because it is here that you have attainment. There you would not say that you have attainment. It is at this time that you receive all the property. You're very elevated servers. You make Bharat into heaven from impure to pure. And then you rule it. You are the lucky stars. And this is why everyone bows down to you. This is the greatness of purity. This is why the Father says, lust is the greatest enemy. It has made you impure, and you now have to conquer it. The more yoga you have with me, the almighty authority, the pure you will continue to become. You were choking in the ocean of poison for 63 births. This is now your final birth. Sinners like Ajamal have been remembered. In the golden age, there is just the one pure religion of being faithful to one, the pure religion. There is nothing but constant happiness there. Here people are impure. Sannyasis were Satopradhan at first, and so they were powerful. In forest, they would receive food wherever they were. It wasn't that they had the power of the Supreme Father, Shiva. You receive his power. The kingdom of Maya begins in the copper age. The kingdom of Ravan, the 5 vices, continue for half a cycle. Human beings don't understand who the purifier is. They consider the Ganges to be the purifier. They don't know the Supreme Father at all. They say that God and his creation are infinite, and that the duration of the golden age is hundreds of thousands of years. If it were like that, the population of the deity religion should be larger. The population of Christians who came later is now larger. The Father explains this. He gives you this food for your intellects. Your intellects now work so well. The intellects of human beings don't work. Don't work now. The lock of knowing the Creator and the beginning, the middle, and the end of the creation is locked. Theirs is limited renunciation and Hatha Yoga. Yours is unlimited renunciation and RajaYoga. You become the King of Kings, the masters of heaven. Those who are impure at this time do not tell you the secrets. They relate the 18 chapters of the Gita and give such long explanations. They have made so many Gitas. They all have their own opinions. They cannot understand the Gita. Sri Krishna is not God. So how could they understand the Gita? When it is related that he gave the Gita, the knowledge, so how can they understand it? They don't understand anything at all. You now know that all of them belong to the path of devotion. The 5 evil spirits have made them into sinners like a Jamil. It is number wise. They cannot be the same. It is explained that God is one. He comes and teaches you RajaYoga. Lakshmi Narayan and their dynasty are becoming Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. The world, history and geography has to repeat once again. First of all, there has to be this faith. Which faith? Baba, I'll now only follow your Shrimat. That faith has to be there. The fortune of you children is now awakening. You are becoming the masters of the world. The fortune of everyone else is sleeping. And they are very unhappy. Because their fortune is sleeping, they are very unhappy. Original, eternal Bharat was heaven. It is no longer that. They have become tamo pradhan and impure. The Supreme Soul is called the purifier. In heaven, the light of everyone remains ignited. The soul light is constantly ignited. It is said Deep Mala. The memorial is Deep Mala, the rosary of lights. Now the rosary is extinguished. The Father says, this is the rosary of my souls who belongs to me. First, I make the rosary of souls and I then make the rosary of Vishnu. Shiv Baba makes this through Brahma. It has been explained that a rosary of Brahmins cannot be created because sometimes you climb high as the sky and sometimes you continue to fall. You change from having intellects with faith to having intellects with doubt. Today, you have very strong Brahmins who make others the same as yourselves, whereas tomorrow, you become Shudras. When you fall down, you become Shudras. Shiv Baba says this is why rosary of Brahmins cannot be created. You are making effort. The rosary of Rudra will be created, and this is why you are having yoga. When you have full yoga, the vessels of your intellect will become pure and you will also be able to imbibe. You claim the inheritance of remembering the Father. Your sight is drawn to your inheritance. Children have their sight on the inheritance from their physical father. Some children say, when will this old man die so that we can receive his property? Some fathers are so miserly that they don't give anything to their children. They don't even give housekeeping money to their wives. The father says the main thing is for your intellect to have faith. You are holding on to the hand of the one without an image. He says through this one with an image, remember me. Your intellect should be like that of a genie. Shiv Baba resides in the supreme abode. Shiv Baba must now be speaking the Murali in Madhuban. So from Praramdam to Madhuban, this is how Baba says the genie should go. Repeatedly remember Shiv Baba. You are now sitting here. He says, constantly remember me alone. And you will become a bead of my rosary. This is the knowledge of the sacrificial fire of Rudra. Brahmins are definitely needed for this. It is not written in the scriptures that Jagdamba was a Brahmin. Only Father explains this. However, Maya is very strong. Maya is also very strong. Although you have faith, what does Maya do? Maya quickly brings doubts. Your intellects then work in order to take, your intellects don't then work in order to take Shrimat, and your status is destroyed. Those who ascend taste the sweetness of paradise. Those who ascend taste the sweetness of paradise, whereas those who fall are totally crushed to pieces and receive a low status amongst the subjects. You children are the lucky stars of knowledge. You have a huge responsibility. Baba says, remain cautious and don't indulge in vice. Your business is to purify the impure. You mustn't cause anyone sorrow. Make them constantly happy. The father says, child, even though he is old, he even calls the soul of this one child. This soul too calls that one father. Brahma Baba. You have to follow Shrimat at every step. All the centers belong to Shiv Baba, not to any human being. Huh? All the centers belong to Baba, not to any human being. Shiv Baba is carrying out establishment through this one. अच्छा, मीठे मीठे सिकिलते बच्चों प्रति मात पिता बाप दादा का याद प्यार. गुड मॉर्निंग. रूहानी बाप की रूहानी बच्चों को नमस्ते. हम सभी रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी मात पिता बाप दादा को याद प्यार. गुड मॉर्निंग और नमस्ते. नमस्ते. शुक्रिया बाबा, शुक्रिया. The essence for dharana today, first point, give your intellect the food of knowledge every day and make it powerful. Make the vessel of your intellect pure with yoga. Second point, with the faith that you are holding on to the hand of the Father without an image, repeatedly remember the Father. Don't cause anyone sorrow. Bap Dada's blessing for us children today is, may you have realization and from being weak become powerful as a master almighty authority. I repeat, may you have realization and from being weak become powerful as a master almighty authority. The humanity of a human life depends on the soul. What type of soul am I? What am I? When you have this realization, you are then able to have peace as your original religion. The realization of being an elevated soul, the child of the Almighty Authority, makes you powerful from weak. Such a powerful soul and a Master Almighty Authority soul can do in a practical way whatever he wants and however he wants. Today's slogan is, those who are great donors in using their minds can never be under the influence of their thoughts. I repeat, those who are great donors in using their minds can never be under the influence of their own thoughts, own weak thoughts, I would say. They will never be under the influence of their own weak thoughts. Sham, Om, Shanti. Shanti.
Question. Brahma Kumaris going about 75 years, right? The people stay in the
85 years now.
How many the people stay in the Madhuban? How many people in the rosary they count?
It is very difficult. Baba always says sometimes they are rising high and sometimes they come down.
We are the students, but the people who stay in the Madhuban, the real talent, the people.
No, they are also not perfect. They are not perfect because they are also making efforts. They have dedicated their life for a seva. Just as you do seva from home or whomever you meet, you do seva. Similarly, they are also doing seva of those who come there.
Never rosary will make it.
But they cannot be perfect at this time. Nobody is perfect at this time, but those who make efforts and constant attention is there, they go into the rosary. Anybody, that's why Baba says anybody can go. And
Yeah.
those living in households sometimes can go ahead of those living in Madhuban.
Baba also said that.
That's true, but what I mean, you accept that, let's have some how many years now, should have some declaration or something like that.
It took Brahma Baba also 30 years. From 60 to 90.
Something is not coming now, it's really fast, 4,000, 5,000.
No. Satyug will definitely come on its time.
And the rosary will make it, then what the Baba.
They will go through the tribunal, no? If they don't purify here, they'll be purified up there.
Baba hasn't revealed the rosary.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there is not a rosary. Maybe there is a rosary. Baba hasn't revealed. Yeah.
Yeah, Baba will reveal in the end. You will see that rosary, that glow on everyone's face in the end.
But it's not-
That's why I said yesterday, in the rosary, there will be a sample of everyone. So that nobody can give an excuse that because I was busy, because I was doing this, because I was like this, I was not able to do efforts. Baba will show you, if this person can do, why not you? Many a times Baba says in the Murali, Brahma Baba was old, Mama was young. Brahma Baba was rich, Mama was poor. Brahma Baba was in the locket business and she was free. So Baba gives this example. So similarly in the rosary also, there will be a sample of each one. Each one. So nobody can give an excuse that because of this, I was not able to do my efforts and I was. So they are not all from Madhuban. Remember, all these samples will be taken from the whole world, not from Madhuban only. These samples will be taken from the whole world.
That's the fairness of it.
That definitely, that is the fairness. No partiality. Even if you are staying in Madhuban, no partiality.
Kanki Dadi, when she came, she said, how can I make up last time?
Mm.
She did study 17 times a day.
Yeah.
Some of us tried. The most I have been able to do is like 4 times maybe. And some of us are doing services like in the Lokic world. Is there a way of doing it better so that we can progress faster?
Seeing your circumstances, you have to find your own way. If I tell you, do this, but I don't know what your practical situation is. And if I just give you some directions and you will come under stress because you won't be able to do it, you will come under stress. Now what can I do? If I'm not able to follow what sister said, then also the guilt is there. So it is better seeing your own conditions, seeing your own situations and your lifestyle. Accordingly, you create your own way. This is the stage. Baba gives always the stage. This is what you have to achieve. You can find out your own way. How will you do it? Seeing your conditions and your situations.
As long as you're connected to God,
Yes.
whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be reading a Murali 17 times.
No. Nowadays, you have that facility that you can listen also. Just while cooking or while doing something, you just put on the Murali, you're listening also, and you are preparing the food accordingly also. So it doesn't matter. Yeah.
And I think also when you take this knowledge, you get that divine gift of a divine intellect to tell you this is right,
Yes.
this is wrong, don't do that wrong, do this right. So
The more I'm connected with Baba, definitely I'm purifying myself. And the more I'm purifying in the divinity, that will definitely, accordingly, you will be able to stay in constant connection with Baba. The main thing is the consistency. How much is the consistency of remembrance? It should not be 1 minute here, 1 minute out, 1 minute. If that is the case, then definitely I need to pay attention to increase the consistency of remembrance with Baba.
I just want to say that you're such a powerful soul.
No. Baba knows everybody's stage.
She's just passing around and she's like,
Who?
so she's here for the first time, Lisa.
Okay. Yeah, Om Shanti to all the Zoom brothers and sisters also.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
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 Yeah.
If you have any questions for Didi, you're welcome to ask.
No.
Very recently this happened. I have two children. I was listening with my and
What? You have the two children and they?
I've been listening to Murali or what lectures. Their complaint now is, and I'm sure that is my art like acting out. They're saying that you're not attentive to us anymore. So they are doing all the locking talks, and I'm not as paying attention to the locking.
No, we have to pay attention to them also. Just as Baba said, Baba, what he used to do in the end? He used to catch the essence of what the children said, and then he used to stay in his remembrance. So you catch their essence, what they are trying to tell, and you respond to them accordingly also.
That's what I'm trying to do, but they are taking it negative. So I need to work on that.
No. Try to stop that at moment so that they feel that you are paying attention to them.
There's a question here.
Yes? Yes, Lisa? What is the question?
You need Murali to 20,000 top people in the Shantivan. Here we are not even 20. How do you feel?
It is like giving personal tuition. It is like giving
Equal to 1,000.
Yes.
But we are blessed and we are lucky. Yes. Personal, we get one-on-one.
Yes?
I heard that movie also, but I enjoyed this one more.
Yes.
I got more knowledge, more understanding, more I feel like that I want to do now this, I want to do now this. Personal touch.
Okay. So no questions?
Shiva wants us to practice a lifestyle of asceticism.
The Shiva?
Does Shiva call?
Yes, sir. No problem.
Does Shiva want us to have a lifestyle of asceticism?
No. But we have to, not physically, through the mind. We renounce the whole world. Renounce the consciousness of the physical body. and be soul conscious. It does not mean we have to go to the jungles and lead the life of an ascetism. No. Stay in your household, be here, but practice at the level of the soul. Right? You don't have to give up everything. The moment you give up everything means you are running away from that. But Baba tells us that be in the world, be amongst people, and then see how much you develop that power of tolerance, how much you are able to control the vices, how much you are able to control your sense organs. You have to see that. Running away is not the real way. Being with the people, and then you can realize how much you have self-control and self-discipline. In the jungles, you may have self-control, self-discipline, but that is not something big because there is no test paper. Here at every step, we have test papers. So you can easily understand yourself, how much power you still need. So then we have meditation and we connect ourselves with Baba and take the power from him. Right?
Sister Sandhya, you can unmute and ask.
Yeah, Sister Sandhya, you can unmute and ask.
Om Shanti.
Oh,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Didi.
Yeah.
I have a question. What is the difference between Shresth Karma or Punya Karma and Purna Karma?
Punya karma is charity. Those things which you have done in charity. You help someone. You increase your account of charity. That's it. But Sresht Karam means elevated actions with elevated consciousness. Seeing each one as souls. When I develop this drishti of seeing each one as soul and interacting with that soul, where there is nobody conscious at all, that is elevated. Charity is when you help someone physically or subtly also. You give good wishes to someone. Wherever you're giving something, that is in charity. That is punya. But wherever I am with elevated consciousness, I am doing any action, that is elevated actions. Okay, we shall sit in meditation now. Song.